Welcome back to the Stoop football fans. It's your boy Lolo. I'm here underground, under the Stoop, ready for another late night on the Stoop edition. And yes, that was Director John hitting that up right away to answer the question. The greatest fans are the Stoop crew. And if you needed any proof of that, the All Law crew, the All Leeds Are We, have adopted a new name of the All Vampires Are We, to stay up till 3 a.m. and watch this show every Monday through Thursday. Speaking of which, we got Jimmy Bremner's Ghost is here. Now is Evolution Love in there. I don't know. We'll come up with what we're gonna call you, but Ben Ireland, good to see you as well. Ava as well to you, my friend. Good to see everybody in here late night with us. Today we're talking, I read an interesting article today that, yeah, Ben, I was wondering what Avop was. All vampires are purple, but he changed it to Ava. So there you go. Today I read an interesting article. Right now we're in this period of no Premier League football, no European international football, really. The transfer window's closed, so people are sending out whatever they can get people to click on, and hey, it worked. I clicked on it. And it was an article that was ranking the most passionate fan base. And supposedly they took into account a bunch of different websites that put out polls and put out other ways of measuring, and they came up with this list, and we'll get into that list. But as you can see on the screen behind me and on the thumbnail that I know you guys were looking at before we went live, number 1 was Leeds United, number 2 was Newcastle, number 3 was Liverpool, and number 4 was West Ham. I gotta say, number 5, just to let you know, is also hanging up here behind me somewhere, and it's not the Angry Eights of Brooklyn up there. But speaking of the Angry Eights, you know him, you love him. He's my co-host, and he can shoot a mean game of pool. So when we get over to Leeds, you guys got to take us to a pool hall. Bring him in, Mr. Mark.
Are you meaning to tell me you Arsenal fans can't even fill your stadium, and you're like rabid fans?
Oh, Mark.
Didn't
get a stadium that holds more than 45 people.
Hold on.
Oh, my God.
Now, you guys used to be Highbury, right? That was your old stadium, Highbury? Yes or no?
You're pronouncing it like it's fucking Mayberry. It's Highbury. It's Highbury. What are the Highbury?
No, yes, I thought it was Highbury rhymes with library, and that's how fucking quiet that stadium was. Come on, lad.
Out of your mind.
Let me tell you something. The most passionate fan base is your own.
No, that's not true.
Everyone will argue. Now, do you travel like the NFL Steelers? Yeah, that's Leeds. Sure.
Well, I think this is taken into account all of that. So this is taken into account everything of this is traveling fans, and you know what, this is just something for us to kick off on, and we're gonna have our own little argument here. But for me, what it means is, are you fucking batshit crazy at home? Do you pack the stadium at home? Do you chant? Do you cheer? What? And then do you travel? Can we hear you when you're playing away and losing on television in the fucking United States? Can we hear your fans cheering? And that's why I'm not going to argue with Leeds United.
So basically what you're saying here is that the fan base that we're paying attention to is the ones that can afford the tickets. We're not talking about the fans at the pubs or... Because, I don't know, we were at the football factory, and that place was going ballistic.
For Leeds fans.
For Leeds and for, what was the match we saw? We saw a match there for, the Champions League or something like that. I'm not exactly
sure
what
up, BX? Which. Yeah. No, we saw, that was the Southampton last season where they won, 2-1 or something like that.
No, I'm thinking the Champions League because that dude came out behind us.
Giroud. That was
Right.
Chelsea. Yeah.
So I mean, we won't talk about that.
It's very interesting to think of because the question would, the answers would be much different if you were talking about who has the most wild, crazy, most passionate fan base in the U.S. of Premier League teams. Then it would definitely be one of the top 6 clubs because they've had the fans the longest.
Right.
They unfortunately you weren't buying a Leeds United kit 10 years ago, 15 years ago. If you're just getting Premier League on the television for the very first time, you're like, oh man, let me start supporting. Who should I support? And and then most people besides you, Mark, who actually, I still respect your decision. Most people jumped on
my decision of what? To not grow
Wolves.
a beard?
No, of Wolves, of not going with Manchester United or fucking Chelsea or even Arsenal or anything like that. So
sure.
But so another team that's up on this list that I wasn't I was a little surprised by this because maybe I don't know enough of them. So let's bring him on here. You guys know him. He's not our special guest, as he doesn't want to be called anymore. He's our usual Wednesday guest, and he's Mr. Tom's favorite person in the world. Let's get Brawley Darbin out here,
what
Mr.
up,
West
boys?
Ham himself. How are you, Brawley? Happy Wednesday.
Yeah, I could be doing better if West Ham would have signed any fucking one in the transfer window, but, here we are.
You didn't lose anybody.
You tried to swoop.
You know,
you tried to swoop with Rafinha and Calvin Phillips.
I wouldn't be angry about it.
So we're in and I don't want to just take this West Ham show. I just don't want it to take over. But I will say, when you're sitting 5th in the league and you have one striker whose hamstrings are made of glass, who's not even really a striker, in Antonio,
who has also played right back for you.
Yes, and you have guys like donkeys like Yarmolenko and Arthur Mazawaku still coming off the bench when you're down a goal. It's just a joke we didn't bring anyone in. And by the way, the bids for Rafinha and Phillips are nothing short of laughable, even by West Ham fans. We were laughing at that too. That's our owners, who we despise as well, making us a laughingstock again. So I don't get me wrong, I would love Rafinha and Phillips at West Ham, but for £50 million, that is an absolute joke of all jokes.
Okay. For one, please, Brawley, tell me you are not slagging your squad.
No.
Saying this guy's not good enough, and this guy's not good enough, and that guy's not good enough.
Our starting 11 is good.
Sure, absolutely, and I think you guys got a little bit of depth in there as well. But I want to address the whole like Rafinha and Phillips thing.
Yep.
It's like 50 mil isn't chump change.
Nope.
Not at all. But it definitely sets the bar for what they're worth.
They're worth 75, 80.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not for 50. They are not being. It's non-negotiable. Is what Leeds has said.
Rightfully so.
If it was 65,
I think they're worth 75, 80. I think that's to Leeds. That's probably what they're worth.
That much?
Yeah, to Leeds, you can't replace those guys.
To Leeds, yeah.
And they're trying to stay in the Premier League. I mean, that's.
I mean, just
don't get
think
me
about
wrong.
it as well. Declan Rice has £100 million price tag on him because
we
that's
take
what
100.
he is. That's what he is worth
now.
to you guys, and you're right. You probably wouldn't even take that
150 minimum.
But how many teams are going to actually put in those bids? That's kind of what it's doing. It's just weird for another team to come in and say, "Hey, by the way, 50 mil." No?
Yeah,
okay, cool. We didn't think so.
This was an attempt
what if we give you 50 mil, you give us Rafinha, and we'll fucking take Tyler Roberts off your hands? Just to, maybe that'll make it worth.
This was our owners trying to show the fans that we tried to sign someone.
Yeah. That's what Mark said yesterday.
Terrible attempt at it is horrible.
Yeah.
Again,
so guys, I think it was more of a benchmark thing where it's like, all right, let's see what these guys are worth. Okay, it's more than 50, but I don't think it's much more. I think
did you see Rafinha's goal? for Brazil.
Brazil, yeah, banger.
Oh my god. Oh my! Like he has pillows on his feet, and then like everything in the world is telling you, shoot it in the wide open part of the goal. The keeper's over here. Shoot it over here, and he slots it right past him just to look him in the eye and go, "What, bitch?" It was fantastic. Anyways, guys, let's get into this because we're already a third of the way through the show. So which club do you guys feel has the most passionate fan base? And, we're over here in the United States, so let's include that. Let's include what we see at the bars, what we see out on the streets. For me, that Leeds United one, number one, I get that. They're nutso. They're fucking watching a show run by an Arsenal fan and a Wolves fan that have a West Ham fan, and they're up at 3 a.m. watching this show. Yep. They're nuts, and we love them to death. And I see Liverpool on there. Liverpool has a crazy fan base over here in the U.S. as well. I would say those are the craziest fans that I've met here.
Agreed.
Man United fans over here feel very plastic, except for not the main, but there's a lot of fucking latcher honors, whatever you call it. But what do you guys think? What do you think of the West Ham fan base all around the world? What do you think about being number 4 on that list?
So. Leeds at number 1, I can't argue with that. Newcastle at number 2, I can't argue with that. Liverpool at 3 surprised me a little bit, just mainly because they do have a ton of plastic fans. I will say the atmosphere up until You'll Never Walk Alone at Anfield's pretty good, and then after that it gets pretty quiet pretty quick. I've been there, by the way, so I'm speaking from experience. And then West Ham, our home support, we do sell out most games. We have a 66,000 seat stadium now. Atmosphere at home sometimes can be pretty flat. The away fans, I will admit, West Ham up there with, I would say, top 4 in the country for sure. Right behind Leeds and Newcastle, I would agree with that. In terms of global West Ham fans, obviously we're nowhere even close to what Liverpool are. I would say we probably have on par with Newcastle fans around the world. And Leeds are just massive. I mean, Leeds have all those fans from the 80s and 90s still. Not so much on the younger over here. They don't have as many young fans because obviously they haven't been around in the Premier League for very long. But I'm not surprised by any of those top 4 teams at all.
Yeah, somebody who is that, Ben, who just said Norwich at number 9. That's surprising. And Mark, you had mentioned Brentford, that was shocking to you that they're 20th. Why is that?
They have a very rabid fan base, and granted they haven't been in the spotlight for like the last 40, 50, 70 years. But I definitely think I guess I want to back up a little bit here, and it's like when I look at this list, are we talking the U.S.? Are we talking over in Europe? Are we talking the U.K.?
This isn't our list. This is the list.
No. I kind of figure because
I think it's One Football One.
The one, I mean, Brentford being 20th, I guess. Are they that much less known than, say, a Burnley? I don't know.
Burnley have
again, like I said, I'm so confused. I don't know whether to look at this from the U.S. or from across the pond sort of thing. I
would say the reason Brentford is that low, Mark, is because remember when we talked to the Brentford fan, and he came on the show for the Who the Hell Are Brentford show, and
did we scare him off?
Yeah, we absolutely did. He said they are hyper local. They are hyper local. So, and remember, they're one of the 800 professional football clubs in London.
Right.
And it's been 75 years.
Yeah, fair enough.
Everton has been in the Premier League. Wait, that's surprising.
Yeah. That's what I just said. Everton, surprising.
I would say that probably the most surprising in popularity is Man United for me. Because they have a huge base here in the U.S. So to see them at 16th out of 20 is kind of astonishing to me. Also the same with Chelsea. I see in Brooklyn, I see a lot of Chelsea jerseys, and I see a lot of Spurs jerseys. I would say that those are probably the ones that I see the most. The most tattoos, on the other hand, are Liverpool.
Yeah, on their face.
Well, I don't know about on their face, but I've seen
I
a
guess,
couple
you know
of
what? The key word in
Liverpool.
this question to me is passionate. And so maybe that's where you get Chelsea, Everton, Man United, Man City all on that side of the list, on the bottom half of the list, is because they have more of an expectation to win.
Sure.
So they quickly turn on the team. Arsenal is like that as well. I'm a little shocked that we are number 5.
I am too.
I feel like we're crazy, but I feel like Aston Villa should be higher up than Arsenal, to be honest, because we are a little entitled as well. But I feel like that's a little bit what Chelsea are dealing with, and Man United honestly is very low on this list. I'm not surprised by City. They can't talk about fucking Arsenal not filling their stadium. How dare you not bring up the empty hat?
I've worked really hard not to confuse the two.
Mark,
how do you feel about where your Wolves are? They're in the top half.
Beyond they're eighth. I don't like. Do we travel? I don't know. I'm passionate about them, certainly. When I watch matches and they're at home, I don't see them really getting into it. It seems a very
one thing I will say,
polite and subdued, but I don't really know, because for the most part of me watching has been during COVID and having empty stadiums.
So
we've only had like a half a season that I've been watching Premier League be having this, and I don't think they even know how to act in. It's like they're trying to okay, what do? We got the masks on, all the things.
I had a bunch of friends go to Molyneux for the first time this year when you guys beat us a couple of months ago, and they said the home atmosphere was incredible. And what you guys do at your stadium, you spread the away fans throughout the whole lower level of the stadium, so it's really hard to get an away atmosphere going at Wolves, and I think that's very smart by whoever designed that. I think that was genius. But my friends said Wolves was probably the number 2 or number 1 home atmosphere that they had been to for quite a while. That's saying something. They go home.
That's
and
cool.
away.
I mean, I would love to experience that, but I'm just basically going what I see on
TV.
On TV, and it's a U.S. Broadcast. So I think the loudest, the ones that have drowned out the commentators would be Leeds, probably followed by there was a Southampton game that was like ridiculously loud about 5 weeks ago. So
and Mark's also coming from the the atmosphere of Brooklyn, where we made the joke for the longest time that Mark is the only Wolves fan in Brooklyn, but then we've actually tried to find fucking Brooklyn Wolves fans, and I think they're out there. They at least claim it, and then we hit them up and we're like, yo, you should come, you should talk, you should just get in the comments, just watch the fucking thing, just send Mark a message saying, hey, at least you're talking about Wolves whenever this asshole will let you. And they won't. It's fucking radio silence. So Mark, I think Mark and I are going off of that a little bit as well.
I think for the Arsenal game, I might head up to the 50s and to McHale's.
Oh, is that the Wolves bar?
That apparently is the Wolves bar.
All right, let's go. Let's go do a show. And you know what? If Wolves win, you can shave my fucking head at the bar. I'm sure that's COVID protocol, because you're not going to win. let's see. What are some other shockers on here for you guys?
Brighton should be lower. Brighton have. Everyone says again. I have friends that go home and away. They've never been impressed by Brighton. Maybe it's because we lose there every time we go there or draw.
It's fucking cold and rainy. Like
I gotta say,
in
that
August it's a great away day.
It sucks. It looks like it just sucks to go there.
Brighton.
Yeah.
It's a beach town. They say it's lovely in August or May. If you get one of those days, it's like going to Newcastle in August or May.
There's like 5 days a year where it's great to go to Brighton.
Yep.
It's like we go out to Brighton all the time in the summer. It's got good good like Russian restaurants and Ukrainian restaurants. Brighton Beach out at Coney Island.
Oh, nice.
Cheap shops as well. So we should do. BX says, "Oh, you heard me, Ben. Fuck." Yeah, of course you heard me. We're doing a live fucking show. He says you guys should do a bar crawl type show theme and do shows in different strongholds in the city. Yeah, let's do it. We've been wanting to do that for a while, and then shit got shut down, but that was all in the plans. So as things, we'll see how when things start warming up and if bars are easier to go to and people are actually showing up. Because I think even the times when we went to the Football Factory, it was not crowded the way.
Yeah, that was pretty much in the stronghold of
I think
COVID.
Don't West Ham fans go to Smithfield Hall there in New York City? Do you guys ever go there?
Oh, dude, that closed like 7 years ago.
No, it has not. I know the fans go there. I was just wondering if you guys have ever been there. I don't know what borough it's in, but
yeah, I only know. So look, Paddy's of Park Slope is an Arsenal bar. Floyd's on Atlantic is a that's a Newcastle bar.
It's owned by a Newcastle chick, but it seems to be.
She shows everything,
like
but
yeah, she shows.
But
everything. She's like,
it's
anybody want to take this
She's
over?
a tune. She's a tune.
She's a tune, but she's also a bar owner who is like, come watch football. I will play it. Hanlon's was your spot back then. Wow. I used to go in the city on 3rd Ave to Nevada Smith's. Was that the name of it?
Nevada Smith's was over on 6th or 7th Avenue.
What is the one on 3rd? I forget because it was right next to the Saints bar, the New Orleans Saints bar None.
Oh, Bar None.
I would go in the morning and watch Arsenal, and then at noon, 1 o'clock, go over and watch the Saints. But anyway, guys, let's get back to the topic here at hand. The topic at hand. From what I've heard, or let me ask you, is it surprising to you guys to see so many London clubs up here in the top half of the table? Because wouldn't you think London... somebody mentioned it here, they thought Arsenal was a tourist... Arsenal only had tourist fans since it's a London club and their stadium is filled with tourists. You got to imagine if you're coming to England, if you're in London as a tourist, and people are like, oh, you should come watch a match at this beautiful fucking stadium. Those are the ones they're probably going to. They're going to Tottenham. They're going to the Emirates, Chelsea, places like that. You got to imagine that can dilute the passion and the craziness on the pitch, but still, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 of the top 10 are in London,
and it looks like 4 of the bottom 10 are also London. Brentford, Watford, Tottenham, Chelsea. So it looks like 4 and 4. If you consider Watford a London club, they are inside the M25.
So there's just a lot of clubs in London.
Yeah, there's 8 Premier League clubs in London. Yes.
Yeah, that's just the Premier League clubs.
That's shit's stacked against Leeds, man.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, 14th and 1st, BX. Yeah, because Bar None was on 13th. I don't know. Anyway, we've spent too much time talking about that. So
Bar None was on 3rd.
So guys, I want you guys to give me your actual top 3 after this discussion that we've had, and in the comment section, I want you guys to give me your top 3 right now. Well, not right now, because first we have to talk about our sponsors. Brawley, I don't know if you know this, but we are super popular. We have millions of sponsors.
I know you do.
I'm actually sitting on stacks of cash because I had to throw my chair out because there's no more room.
Congratulations.
Because of all the cash.
Oh, John,
yeah. What do we got?
Place.
So there's even some sponsors that we have that I don't even know about. Like, for example, today we have our mystery sponsor. So let's hear it, John. Today's On the Stoop mystery sponsor. Hold on, Lolo, it gets weird from here. Friends, are you tired of screaming at the top of your lungs while you're at that big match, but can't be heard because of those pesky mask mandates? Well, new from Screamco, available in all 20 Premier League clubs, the Disappointed Sigh. Disappointment at your fingertips. So if you're at that chess championship or football match, make sure you'll be heard. Call now, our audiologists are standing by. Make sure to go to disappointedsci.com/onthestoopwithlolo.com for your special bonus free gift, which is batteries. So, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, congrats, guys. Huge sponsor.
That's a huge sponsor we got right there. And Sorin, he says, you've made it when Manscaped sponsor you. Yeah, we've been thinking, everybody keeps talking about my beard going white, shaving my head. We're trying to drop all these words so they'll hit us up and want to manscape us. But guys, we're at the last few minutes of the show, so tell me right now, who is your top 3 right now? Most passionate fan base, and you can include what you've seen in the U.S., include whatever you want. Let's hear it.
I'll go my top 3 just based on what I've seen in England. I agree actually with Leeds at number 1. Although I haven't been to a Leeds game, I was blown away when they were in the championship. We were driving up to Sunderland, and literally every single car I saw going up the M1 were all Leeds fans. So I was blown away by that. And then we've played them 5 times as they come up now, and they've sung us off the pitch every time. So I'll go Leeds number 1. I do agree with Newcastle at number 2. Very passionate fans. And I would bump West Ham up to 3 then. I'll go 1, 2, 3. Leeds, Newcastle, West Ham.
Wow. Leeds, Sandcastle, and Villa. Ooh, Sorin says Norwich, Liverpool, and Newcastle. I think he's just trolling some of you Leeds fans here, replacing Leeds with Norwich. Mark, do you like that, or what do you think? He went with Leeds, Newcastle, West Ham.
Yeah, I would probably. I mean, from the matches that I saw from the first one, Leeds. As I was walking through the West Village, somebody had that game going on outside. There was a big crowd. My lady and I were walking through, and it's like 2-2 at that point, and it's like, holy shit. But the crowd around was definitely pro Leeds. So, and just from what I've seen, and James talking about Leeds as well, definitely first. After that, I don't really know. I mean, everyone, every team given any given time can rouse up enough passion to be like, holy shit, did you hear those Wolves fans in that one? Or did you hear those Brighton fans in that one?
But I think that's what we're getting at is like Leeds had nothing to celebrate and cheer for the longest time, yet we're out in droves. So it's not about the one-off time where you can be fan.
I totally understand that, but I guess to talk about who's the most rabid when all you've seen is them on TV, it's kind of hard to say, So I'm not
chickening out.
I'm not chickening out. Fuck
Say
you. The
fucking
Wolves.
then.
The Wolves
Thank
are the
you.
greatest fucking team of all time.
Thank you.
Fucking-
Thank you. Be passionate. Fucking hell, man.
Not the greatest
Tryna-
team of all time, but the most passionate fans of all time. God damn it. Them Arsenal fans, well, they're pretty passionate too. Maybe like the Wolves and West Ham, they're kind of passionate too. I don't know. Chelsea. I have no idea.
So what are you going with? Leeds, Wolves? I don't know what you
We got to
ended
get you
with.
guys
Leeds,
over there for a
Wolves,
couple
Chelsea?
matches.
Yeah.
Steve Holt.
So I'm gonna go. I 100% agree with Leeds United. It's like I said. It's the only team you can hear singing. Like I think every fan of the Premier League knows the "Marching On Together" chant because like you hear it when they come and play at your stadium. So it's fucking crazy. But then I'm gonna add in. So a lot of people saying about Newcastle how it's a lock as number 2. Everybody knows that. I'm gonna go based off of more personal experiences and add in that U.S. element to it of what we've seen over here, and you just don't see it as much. So just to be a little bit different, because I think this may be a very spot on list, at least those first few. I'm gonna go Leeds, Liverpool, Aston Villa. Because Aston Villa was another one that when they weren't in the Premier League, if I was out at a bar watching football, there would be an Aston Villa fan there, even if they're not on TV, and you would hear, oh, they're a Villa fan. Or when we would play them in cup matches, I always hated playing Aston Villa because I always had to deal with some rowdy fucking people at the bar who love their fucking club for no reason, and then they would beat us in. So,
Yeah, they're a big club, good fans, Villa.
Yeah,
Great colors too, might I add.
you guys are. Why have 3 teams that are so proud of their claret and blue?
Oh, then yeah,
But it's
it's
the
coming from the
same
guy
fucking
whose team wears red and white.
Yeah, but we don't call it claret. We call it fucking red. It's fucking red. There you go. It's red.
So
You guys,
No,
ours is
not at
claret.
all, man. Claret's totally different color. Claret's got a little more deep hue to it. It's like wine. Claret.
You got a
It's
little
motherfucker.
deep hue to
It's
you.
more purple than maroon.
You guys are silly. You guys are crazy. I'm just saying.
But fun
Can't be
fact,
like, oh, it's claret. We're the only clarets. It's like, no, there's actually 2 other
Burnley.
clubs that wear your same uniform.
and it's just odd they're all in the
God,
all in the
everyone
Premier
wears
League.
Arsenal colors.
Yeah, it's just odd that they're all in
everybody.
the Premier League. Scunthorpe are the only other team that have claret and blue colors. It just so happens all 3 claret body blue sleeves are in the Premier League. It's just kind of bizarre because like Notts County are black and white like Newcastle. They're just down the league, so and there's red and white stripe. You got Brentford, Stoke, Southampton. I mean, there's millions of them.
Yeah. No, I know. So yeah, but that's about it. Oh, Stu's got a question for us. Man United currently field 2 overweight defenders in Maguire and Shaw. Who is the last team to win any major trophy to field an overweight defender? Well, we're hoping Arsenal is Kroenke's going to send over Aaron Donald for us.
Yeah, there you go.
From the Rams. So I think he would
After he wins the
be
Super Bowl.
overweight. After he wins the Super Bowl, yeah.
It's hard to call that
loses
guy
the-
overweight though. He's
Yeah,
it's not
he's
fat
like
overweight. He's got probably too much
800
muscle on him.
pounds of muscle.
I don't know about that, but
Anyway, I don't know that, Stu, by the way. So good question. You should put it on trivia. We'll put it on trivia night.
How are you defining
guys-
overweight also?
exactly.
Yeah, and I don't know if Maguire can technically, like, if it's body fat makes it overweight.
No, it's just
because
his
most
head.
of
His
weight
head's
is in
so
his
big.
head,
Yeah, exactly. That's the joke. Sorry, I beat you to it.
Nah, it's all right. We can beat that joke
Slap
as
head.
much as we want. Anyway, guys, it's been great talking with you all tonight. If you guys haven't done it already, please do the holy trinity of YouTube. Hit the like, the subscribe, the bless you father, and the share. Drink! Look, Brawley is... You gotta get Father Ted's head out of there, so when you pop it up, Brawley is one of them. Anyway, guys, it's been great talking to you guys. And we will talk to you tomorrow for the 10 p.m. show. And like we always say, if you guys got ideas for these 10 p.m. shows, things that you guys want to talk about, we're trying to talk about not the same shit that every single show is talking about. Oh, and look, we got our Villa fan. Philip is here. So there, I'm glad I said Villa for you. There you go. He's all starting to fight with Ben. But good. No, Leeds hate Villa. So anyway, we love you guys. Thank you for supporting us. We'll be back tomorrow. Good night, Brawley. Good night, Mark. Good night, Director John.
Hey.
Peace.